Carl, I barely touched anything. I'm sure that whatever minor alteration may have occurred will go completely unnoticed. I could be any kid running a time machine. See? My hair is completely different. Enough talking. I know you are the one who changed the garage code. And me, Uncle. So, what's the garage code? Crash. Right. Thanks. Oh no! Carl! Somebody's stealing the time machine! Not me, Carl. Some guy in a...
Yes!
Right. Great. They're gonna find some way to blame me for this. And do you want to know what else isn't funny? Giant ant stole the time machine, and we're all wound up. Let's just calm down, take a breather, and watch the sunset. But I'm on it.
All in the faraway place called Zanzibar. Once a day, the star is
am I going to get photographic evidence against all of them? Wait, what if I wasn't on Earth? If I get on top of the pagoda in the park, I could see all of those meeting points.
Year after year, the people of Zanzibar grew more and more clothes for the people of the world, and the lions and horses grew longer and longer. It was a still moonlit night when the Alban set the angry farmer on a most evil mission. In his crazed mind, he saw the hippos as threatening clouds in the sky.
Let's see if Ping's got to the pharmacy yet. And picture number 1 is uploaded. Nice. I really got his bad side. Now we can trace that boat back to you. Next stop will be in the alleyway. Caught in the act, please. Naughty boy. I just need to check the safe receiving that stolen car, and I'm done. That's Fang with the car's obscured. I need to get a closer shot.
Right. And do you want to know what else isn't funny? Giant ant stole the time machine. You're all wound up. Let's just calm down, take a breather, and watch the sunset. I'm on it.
All began in a faraway place called Zanzibar. Across the bay from the city of Dar es Salaam.
That is definitely the stolen car.
Hey, you! Stop that!
This is Zanzibar.
Chief?
Had to anchor far offshore. Day after day, the porters waded through the water to take the cloves out to the great ships.
That was almost a compliment.
The people of Zanzibar grew more and more cloves for the people of the world, and the lines of porters grew longer and longer. It was a still moonlit night when the Aban Khan led the angry farmers on a most evil mission.
Yes, Chief.
In his crazed mind, he saw the hippos daring to stand in his way. Clouds he had to destroy at all costs.
Carl, I barely touched anything. I'm sure that whatever minor alteration may have occurred will go completely unnoticed. I could be any kid running a time machine. See? My hair is completely different. Enough talking. I know you are the one who changed the garage code. And me, Uncle. So,
I know nothing.
What's the garage code? Crash. Right. Thanks. Oh no! Carl! Somebody's stealing the time machine! Not me, Carl. Some
Can I help you, sir?
Bowler hat! Ah, great. They're gonna find some way to blame me for this. Right. And do you want to know what else isn't funny? Giant ant stole the time machine. So all wound up. Let's just calm down, take a breather, and watch the sunset. I'm on it.
All began in a faraway place called Zanzibar, across the bay from the city of Dar es Salaam in East Africa.
Maybe they're all getting coffee?
This is Zanzibar before the trouble started. The lazy island in the tropical Indian Ocean. For as long as we were there, the people have always raised spicy cloves and been ruled by sleepy sultans.
What is it?
The latest and greatest of them all was the Sultan Majid. The Sultan enjoyed his power because he truly cared for his people. He kept them busy and prosperous by building the biggest clove industry in the whole world. The harbor at Zanzibar was not very deep, so ships had to anchor far offshore. Day after day, the boarders waded through the water to take the cloves out. And the line of boarders grew longer and longer.
Ellie, I'm on another job for Chad, and I get the feeling it won't be just a sports car this time. I'm headed to Apollo Island.
I'm sure that whatever minor alteration may have occurred will
No idea.
It could be any kid running a
But
time
this
machine.
feels like a clue.
My hair is completely different. Now talk.
I'll update you once I know more.
I need Uncle Wilbur. What's the garage code? Crash. Right. Thanks. Oh no! Carl! Somebody's stealing the time machine! Not me, Carl. Some guy in a bowler hat. Ah, great. They're gonna find some way to blame me for this. And do you want to know what else isn't funny? Giant ant stole the time machine. We're all wound up. Let's just calm down, take a breather, and watch the sunset. I'm on it.
It all began in a faraway
Yes,
place
sir.
called Zanzibar, across the bay from the city of Dar es Salaam in
What?
East Africa. This is Zanzibar
Would have been nice.
before the trouble started. A lazy island in the tropical Indian Ocean. For as long as they were there,
I should find a disguise so I can get into the Space Center.
always raised spicy cloves and been ruled by sleepy sultans. The latest and greatest of them all was the Sultan Majid. The Sultan enjoyed his power because he truly cared for his people. He kept them busy and prosperous by building the biggest clove industry in the whole world. The harbor at Zanzibar was not very deep, so ships had to anchor far offshore. Day after day, the porters waded through the water to take the cloves out of the great ships. Year after year, the people of Zanzibar grew more and more cloves for the people of the world. And the line of porters grew longer and longer. At night, when the hour was gone, the angry farmer on his most evil mission. In his crazed mind, he saw the hippos as wrestling birds in the sky, daring to stand in his way. Crown and destroy at all costs. Anybody else
Whoa! Sheesh! That is one small step, Foreman.
Perfect. While they're all busy working on the shuttle, I can just get to the moon buggy, which is somewhere around there. In the middle of the shuttle. Ellie, Chan wants me to take a moon buggy. Yeah, but I can't get to it because it's in the shuttle surrounded by mechanics, and I'm in the control room. That's the last thing I want, isn't it? Okay, I'll just try pressing some buttons then. What's the worst that can happen? Now to find some way of getting all those workers out of the hangar.
Pretty persnickety about where things go.
I'm slightly mad.
That's the word.
Particularly in the theater. I'm talking about backstage in my dressing room.
I mean,
everything has to be in exactly the same place. It must never be changed. My entire dressing room table looks like an altar. I have all kinds of things that I've kept throughout the years. And everything I do once I start in a theater,
that might get their
starting with
attention.
rehearsals, I will repeat always the same thing every night.
And
if I don't, I get very worried about myself.
So you believe that will help? Pretty persnickety about where things go.
I'm slightly manic.
That's the word.
Particularly in the theater. I'm talking about backstage in my dressing room.
I mean,
everything has to be in exactly the same place. It must never be changed. My entire dressing room table looks like an altar. I have all kinds of things that I've kept throughout the years. And everything I do once I start in a theater,
how do I get the moon buggy out
starting
of the shuttle?
with rehearsals, I will repeat always the same thing every night.
And
if I don't, I get very worried about myself.
So you believe that will help? Pretty persnickety about
now the control room.
I'm slightly manic.
That's the word I'm looking for.
Particularly in the theater. I'm talking about backstage in my dressing room.
I mean,
everything has to be in exactly the same place. It must never be changed. My entire dressing room table looks like an altar.
Anything else
I have all kinds of things that I've kept throughout the years.
Thanks, Ellie.
And everything I do once I start in a theater, starting with rehearsals, I will repeat always the same thing every night. And if I don't, I get very worried about myself.
So you believe that will help?
Take a look at that. Well, maybe so, honey. When I get you kids in, you can decide for yourselves if you want to stay. At least you'll have found out the difference between us, people like the Carlyles. Homer, how much interest are you paying me on your oil leases? Birthday party, and you got yourself a Griffin, and that's a problem. Well, school teachers that looked like you when I was a boy, how they showed up once in a while. I'll throw in a lifetime supply of toothpaste. I doubt it. Depends on what the kids think of it. They're back on the play deck. Or any place. Same fence that we've been banging into all around the country. No, we're going to bust through. I don't care as long as there's a fence there, we're going to bust through it.
Laser 2, connected.
Operation Send and Win. Send and Win. What's all this jerking and jumping? Back home when the Blackfoot Indians dance like that, they get
Laser 1, connected. Limited shuttle systems activated.
I'm making a token gesture to let my son here know that I'm rooting for him. Each one of these packages here contains $100, and there are 278 of them. One for every kid in school. To give them as a present in exchange for their promise to this afternoon at the gala party. It was an attempt to make kids vote for you out of gratitude. Not me. Well, I'm amazed. You boys have seen me operate long enough to know that before I get into anything, I make sure I'm not getting in over my head. I'm going to buy control of a company. I do a whole lot of research on the problems that company faces, and I give myself ideas how to solve them. In other words, I make sure I'm qualified to lead. Are you qualified to lead? Have you been in school long enough to know what the problems are?
Hello, hello. Never fear. Crusader Robot is here. Up, 2, 3, 4. Protecting people is what I'm... Uh-oh. My spring needs you know what.
Commandant, that's my friend. Water boy. Yes, sir. I say just right. Just right, boy. Hey, man. I'm calling. Oh, that's right. What? Yes, master.
Learning to fly. I want to be historic, like my ancestors. It's my destiny. You taught me into it. I'm your
That's my car! That's not your car! You are so possessive!
Wow!
It's ours, but it isn't his! Come on!
That I was taking a nap in the dryer when this lady opened it for her laundry. You should have heard this scream when she saw me. Gee, baby.
Chance men better be waiting for me at the dock!
Let me take you away from all this madness. Come on, why fight it? Slip me a kiss. Oh, boy!
Yeah, I can see that.
Last time she hit me with a fist.
Hey, Jazz, wake up. We're here. You all right, Jazz? You mean you're gonna get a job, Jazz? Sure, beat Syracuse, Jazz. When do we start? Oh, how do I...
They'll be here soon, right?
Here we are, Pete. What do you suppose DC is doing with all those books? Jazz, you didn't tell me about this.
Huh?